Antarctica has always been at the centre of a wide number of different mysteries. What's interesting is that it appears Japan is no stranger to these theories, and have been at the centre of rumours surrounding the icy continent. It appears that over the past few years, stories of strange humanoid creatures living in Antarctica have slowly been circulating all around Japan. According to the Japanese whale industry, many crew members aboard so-called whale research ships have reported seeing strange humanoid creatures on the continent. These aren't just one-off reports either. Many have come forward with their alleged encounter, and each one follows a similar theme. Reports detail that when approaching the continent of Antarctica, Japanese crew members will report seeing what appears to be large giants laying out in the ocean that appear humanoid in shape. These creatures are described as being 20 to 30 meters in length, and having a completely white skin tone. Others have reported that the creature was originally mistaken as being a large submarine in the distance, before getting closer and seeing hands, fingers, eyes and a mouth. This led to the name of the Ningen by the Japanese crew, whereas others simply refer to the creatures as the Antarctic humans. To this day, a few images can be seen online, but some suggest these are recreation and not the actual creature itself. Those that have had a close encounter with them have described them as being a calm creature, and do not mind humans being in the area. A few eyewitness reports have come forward in recent years. However, these need to be taken lightly as there's no way of proving these are genuine. For example, one Navy official said the following about his encounter. The Navy is no stranger when it comes to missions in Antarctica. I'm of an old age now and was lucky enough to be present on several of these missions. I won't go into detail about what happened as that's not the point of the story. My story is about something I witnessed that to this day I struggle to explain. While in Antarctica, me and a few crew members were looking overboard when we could see something big in the distance. While with the Navy, I was lucky enough to see some of the world's most beautiful creatures, and that's exactly what I thought was happening on this particular occasion. However, this wasn't the case. As we came closer to this entity, we couldn't work out what it was. At first, from a distance, it appeared to be a large white whale laying on the surface. Me and the other men thought it was a whale that passed away, but as we got closer, we were able to get a much better look at what this thing was. However, this just made things worse. What we saw appeared to be a mix between a humanoid and a whale. This thing looked like a whale but had massive human-like arms. The noise of the boat caused the creature to slowly move away from its position, which gave us a great opportunity to see its body and arms in full. The hands had fingers that were connected by what appeared to be webbing like skin. I couldn't see the head but got a good look at its body. It was very similar to that of a beluga whale's, white and smooth all over. If it wasn't for the long arms and fingers, I would have guessed this thing was a whale. The whole experience lasted only a matter of minutes before the creature swam into the depths. Taking a photograph at that moment in time was not an option, and even if I was allowed, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have been allowed to keep it for obvious reasons. As I've said to this day, I still remember the event and struggle to think what I encountered. Without proof, my story is just a story. I can still describe in detail what I witnessed, but I don't know what it was I saw. Although the majority of these stories comes from the icy continent, others have shared their story of encountering something similar in other locations across the world. This has led some theorists to speculate that these creatures actually inhabit a wide area, and aren't just confined to the cold waters of our world. In Sweden, residents have been coming forward and saying that when on their boats they keep seeing strange creatures in the water. They describe them as aquatic creatures, and some people have come forward and given detailed accounts. One person said that while on their boat they could see a large white object below the surface. After slowing the boat down to get a better look, the creature in question slowly swam past. Not knowing what these creatures are, many have tried to take photographs, but the majority of them are blurry and don't show anything that can be positively ID'd. These creatures are thought to resemble large humanoids and don't look like any known marine creature. While some videos have emerged showing these creatures, most agree they're fake. However, the eyewitnesses stand by their testimonies and say that these strange creatures are attracted to their bones. Over the last few years, Sweden has had its fair share of strange goings-on. UFOs have been reported here constantly, and it's said to be a hotbed for USOs. An unidentified submerged object, or USO, is any object or optical or mechanical detection phenomenon of unknown origin, and these are observed underwater that remain unidentified even after thorough investigation. Most people who see these USOs usually report flashing lights under the water. Some eyewitnesses say that these crafts can enter the water without making any disturbance. However, photos and videos of these alleged crafts is debatable, while some have also reported seeing creatures next to these crafts. Some believe the creature responsible for the sightings could be the Ningen that have been seen close to Antarctica. These creatures are usually encountered in cold regions, but in the last few years reports have been coming from all over the world. These creatures are said to often get misidentified as whales, and some eyewitnesses have said it's really hard to tell the difference unless you're really close. Sometimes they're described as having fins or a large mermaid-like tail instead of legs, or even tentacles. Although the creatures are said to be quite relaxed, it's said that if a human approaches they will disappear quickly. These creatures are believed to be curious but shy. All of these stories tend to follow a similar theme. Usually when someone encounters them, it's always brief. Ningen sightings seem to occur most frequently at night, making them all the more difficult to photograph. It's been suggested by some that this creature is responsible for the encounters in Sweden. Most of the reports seem to match the Ningen. However, skeptics believe that eyewitnesses are just seeing whales or other marine life. It seems that until better photographs can be taken, this creature will remain a mystery. A more out there theory is some believing these creatures are related to the mysterious nightcrawlers. Ancient American legends suggest that these creatures have lived on our planets for a very long time, saying that they came here from a planet that consists mainly of swampland, and this is one of the main reasons why they have very long legs. Some have said though that they spend the majority of their time in and around the oceans, and occasionally come onto land. They say this is one of the main reasons why we don't see them very often, and that their descriptions and the Ningens are very similar. Over the years, the creatures have been seen around the areas of California. They've been described as a strange ethereal-looking creature. They've often been at the centre of a wide number of skepticisms, as the only evidence of an encounter with the Nightcrawler is that of unedited security footage, spotting the strange entity walking through the backyards of homes and travelling great distances. Additionally, the Nightcrawler is described as being a creature easy to fake, as the entity looks similar to that of a large white cloth draped over a person with long legs. All that person has to do is walk slowly on footage. This has led to a number of video experts looking over the footage to confirm whether or not the footage was edited in any way. Not only did they find the video was genuine, but that by using the angle and direction of the cameras, they were able to create a complete working path of the creature crossing many different parts of the city before disappearing altogether. To those that believe the creature is nothing more than the use of practical effects, the Nightcrawlers have been of varying sizes to that of the height of a child to a man, and even that of a cat, but still always walking with two long white legs and no arms of any kind. Additionally, the billowing movements of the wind correlate with the movement of the creature, along with shadows and lights showing the creature occupies three-dimensional space, and not edited over the footage. Footage of the strange Nightcrawlers have continued over several years, and has even led many to believe that the creature is genuine. Every so often someone will come forward with a sighting, but because they're not expecting to see one, capturing footage of the elusive creature has been challenging. One thing to bear in mind is that much of the ocean is still unexplored, and researchers have said we know more about the surface of the moon than we do our very own oceans. so it's anyone's guess as to what could be lurking in the depths. So my question to you guys is, what do you think of the Ningen? Do you think they are real, or do you think people are misidentifying local wildlife? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.